My name is Gloria Belcher, and I've been an officer for 9 years for the city of San Antonio. I grew up here, born and raised here all my life. It's my city, it's my people.
San Antonio is the second largest city in the state of Texas. So yes, in fact, we are bigger than Dallas, despite what everybody thinks. So we've grown tremendously. I've been a judge for 11 years. I've been presiding judge since '04. We process approximately 400,000 cases a year. Average of about 1,500 people are set to appear on any given day.
Back when I first started, they used to call them MDTs, and the screen was about this size. And we would type on them, and somebody was giving me their name and was lying to me. I wouldn't be able to tell unless I was really, really that good.
There's a lot of things that are occurring at that level in the field, which we need to constantly interact with the officers. The community gets super sensitive to police forces, and how the police force is able to react and deal with that situation really determines how positive that experience is for the community, which is what reduces crime. Because when there's a good rapport between the community and the police officers, then you reduce crime.
Now, if you're lying to me and you're in our system, your picture comes up. It's a mugshot that comes up. To access that information, it's real important. We gotta know who you are, who we're dealing with. If you're a violent person, the type of calls we're going to. If there was previous problems there, sometimes a house will be flagged. People making threats to officers, it'll be on our computer.
If the tech people and the court can get on the same page, then the whole concept is virtual court means everything. It encompasses everything that a court does. And it's just using technology to say that this person can be here and that person can be there, and you can get the issues resolved.
Well, in 2008, we had just started to convert the city over to Cisco. What we had a situation where we had a lot of what we call dead ends. So you go to 5 different locations and you get 5 completely different network setups. Maintenance on them, 5 different ways of doing it. And then when you multiply that times the hundreds of sites that the city has, it was just not manageable. So one of the first things that we were looking at doing was setting up a standard template across the city.
First we standardized, we had like 50 different vendors in here. We said we want one vendor, one solution. We went out and looked at who could do it. We wanted to be able to train people, retain people, and educate them and teach them new technology, and that's why we chose Cisco. So then once we brought that in, we started applying these technologies.
One of the things that I did when I took over the video conferencing program is I looked for ways to network the video endpoints because they have IP capability. So you don't really want to pursue a point-to-point type of a solution. You want a network solution. So I put our video infrastructure on our actual network. So that means that anywhere there's a live network jack, you can have a video endpoint. Done. This idea had been floating around before, but we didn't really have a solution at the time. And that was the idea of electronic warrants. But now that we had the new infrastructure and we had a different approach, we were able to re-examine this and use yet another Tandberg product, which is called Movi. And basically what Movi does is it allows you to use a software application, put it on a PC, and turns that PC into an endpoint.
The e-warrant is as easy as dialing a number. The screen pops up, the judge is right there, you're talking face-to-face with the judge, and the judge is actually viewing your warrant. And you swear right there in your car or wherever you're at, and simple as that, then you can go and follow up with that warrant.
If the officer needs a warrant immediately and it's some kind of serious deal going down and they need to get that warrant, they don't have to drive 20 miles to find a judge to sign the warrant. They pick up the phone, they make a phone call, and the warrant gets signed. It allows the opportunity to get the issue resolved as quickly as possible, even if people are on 2 separate sides of the city.
We can go and get the bad guy quickly. We don't have to wait For us to walk a warrant takes a couple of hours. If we do the e-warrant, it's a matter of minutes. So if we need to get somewhere and get a guy quickly, 20 minutes tops, and we got him.
The idea of having the detectives do the e-warrants is really the idea of doing remote telecommuting, right? Isn't it kind of the same thing? So the courthouse was looking at ways to do remote magistration.
Is there a way to make it easier for people to resolve simple issues, not a trial or anything like that, and not have to drive all the way downtown to do it? And yes, in fact, there was a way. And so we have some link centers that the city owns in the city that people can go get a building permit or they can do whatever. So the idea was, could we put a screen in there and an individual could come and a judge from here could see the individual there at the remote location to resolve whatever their issue is.
I'm going to accept your plea of guilty.
You want to talk to a judge right now? You can call the judge with a video unit and talk to him and see him or her right now.
Okay, thanks. Have a great day, and the clerk will assist you. Thanks. Thank you.
If you have the choice between solving a problem real time right there on your computer screen, or trying to arrange a meeting at 3 o'clock downtown or something, or the next day or whatever, you're going to want the instant swift justice.
Swift justice to me is helping out the community as fast as we can, getting information in real time, executing warrants, the safety of officers and the citizens. It's just getting justice done quickly.
If you talk about swift justice, I get a warrant quickly, I can respond quickly. If it's really a search, that's going to be less time for someone to hide it. But let's take a worst case scenario. It's a kidnapping or a homicide. I can more quickly save somebody else's life. And I think that's really more important than just the justice aspect of it.
Rather than swift justice, I would call it instant justice because it's immediately available.
One of the cool things is the ability to say yes to crazy ideas. Okay, so what's crazy today is commonplace tomorrow.
Well, Jason and I didn't know we were pioneering because it just seemed easy. And we've even talked jokingly about you could have a judge in a room that has the equivalent of the Brady Bunch opening, and the judge would just go from screen to screen to screen to see the defendant to resolve the issues.
Once you have the infrastructure in place like we do, the only limitation that we have is bandwidth. The important thing is that we've set up the infrastructure already. So it's back to the crazy idea, no problem scenario. We should be able to integrate just about anything coming down the pipe.
Technology helps me feel more confident going into a call. When we get the calls, it's there. It's black and white. Armed with technology, I'm helping keep San Antonio safe and secure.